Okay, hi, I'm Sterling. After several tries, here I am talking about the perfect tenses. This is Learning American English with me. You're going to learn some American English. We're going to talk, but not for too long, about the perfect tenses. I just want to give you an introduction about the perfect tenses, but from a rather different perspective from what you're probably used to hearing in classes or reading in textbooks. So we're going to talk a little bit about past perfect tenses, present perfect, and future perfect. Here's the most important point and what makes this perspective different. Every word I'm going to say applies exactly to the same, it applies exactly the same to the Spanish language as it applies to the English language, because tenses are concepts of time. They're not concepts of English. They're not concepts of Spanish. They're concepts of time. They're concepts in grammar. They're concepts of language. But in what they are underneath, they're concepts of time. And what you're learning is the grammar of English and the grammar of Spanish, which is how do you adapt words to those concepts of time. And that's very predictable and convertible. So we're going to review pure grammar without so much regard to language, the concept of time. The patterns of words you attach to that grammar, that depends on the language that's using the grammar. So we're going to learn the pure grammar first. And when you understand that, your ability to rapidly learn a new language really accelerates. Now, I decided to do this presentation on the perfect tenses from this kind of different point of view because I'm never completely satisfied with the explanations offered in textbooks that teach English. I found one that I like pretty well, but I'm still not completely happy with it because they never talk about this part. So the first thing I did was I thought, I've been wondering for a long time, why are they called perfect? Why are the perfect tenses called perfect? Are they the best tenses or something? What's perfect about them? Well, it's not literally perfection that's implied by this word perfect. The term perfect from Latin, perfectus, means achieved, finished, completed. So a perfect tense is a verb form that indicates that an action occurred earlier than the time that's under consideration in the sentence. And the perfect tense focuses attention on the resulting state of that action at the later time, rather than on the occurrence itself or on the time that the occurrence itself happened. So you're talking about the state of something that happened or will have happened, but considered at another later point in time, with the attention on the state of that concluded action at a point in time later. That's probably not too clear until you hear an example, but think about those words, and when you hear an example, it will become a little bit more clear, I hope. Here's an example. I'll give you more examples in more detail in the follow-up video, but this video I just want to give you an idea what we're talking about. Example number 1. I had finished the work before she arrived home. I'll do it in Spanish too, so you can see it's exactly the same concept. I had finished the work before she arrived home. Yo había terminado el trabajo antes de que ella llegó a casa. This sentence considers the terminated work at the moment when she arrived home. And because she arrived ed, simple past, we know that the time under consideration in this sentence was in the past. So we call this past perfect. Yo había terminado el trabajo antes de que ella llegó a casa. I had finished the work before she arrived home. Now we can slide that forward in time, and you'll see what I mean by that in the follow-up video. Let's change it by moving it forward in time. I have finished the work. He terminado el trabajo. This sentence considers the finished work now. This is present perfect. He terminado el trabajo. Now. I have finished the work. Now. But the work is finished. I'm talking about the work with respect to now. Now let's move it forward in time again for the future. I will have finished the work before 5 p.m. tomorrow. I will have finished the work before 5 p.m. tomorrow. Habré terminado el trabajo antes de las 5 p.m. mañana. Habré terminado el trabajo antes de las 5 p.m. mañana. This sentence considers the terminated work the same terminated work, but it's not terminated yet. It will be terminated first, and we'll be considering it at 5 p.m. tomorrow. I will have finished the work before 5 p.m. tomorrow. First, the work will be finished, and then I'll be talking about the fact that it's finished at 5 o'clock. I don't mean it's finished at 5 o'clock. I mean at 5 o'clock we'll be talking about the state of its being finished before that. Don't worry if that's not clear. More examples will be in the following videos. And in the follow-up videos on this subject, we'll discuss how to systematically transform these expressions, Spanish to English, English to Spanish. And although it is possible to learn these English verb tenses without knowing the very same grammar in Spanish, I'd have to ask, why would you try to do that? It's kind of like hitting your head against the wall and complaining about the pain. Your focus should be on relating, if you want to learn quickly, your focus needs to be on relating what you already know to what you want to know. What you already know is really valuable. Don't try to learn what you want to know from level 0. It's like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. And yet, strangely enough to me, this seems to be the method that most language teaching schools like to employ. They constantly tell you to stop thinking in your mother language. I say bullshit to that. You can stop doing that, but gradually. You can't instantly stop doing it and pretend that you don't think the way you do. It'll happen. It will happen. Be patient. Until then, until that ability develops, take advantage of the speech patterns you already know. It's going to help you learn the equivalent speech patterns in English. Because there are rules of conversion. We just used them in the examples. I didn't give you the details yet, but direct word substitutions apply to each verb tense that you can repeat, so you can practice them. Now, the details about how to practice them are in follow-up videos, because there's not enough time in this one. Maybe there might be more than one follow-up video, I don't know yet. And once you know these conversions well, how to change from one set of words to the other equivalent set of words, you won't hesitate so much. And in a little bit more time, you'll stop wondering, you'll stop guessing if you said the right thing or not. So, okay, that was just an introduction to the topic. Stay tuned, and we'll talk about how to do those conversions so you can enable yourself to learn to use the perfect tenses in English as quickly and confidently as you do in Spanish. But the thing is, the first thing you have to recognize is if you're a Spanish speaker, you have to know when you're using present perfect or past perfect or future perfect. You have to be able to recognize that first, which means you need an understanding of the basis, the time concepts of grammar before you're going to be able to learn English quickly. So I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye. Until then.